Hi everyone, my name is Daria from Startup Boosters here, and also with me my colleague Elena. And today we are going to discuss the startup funding, and we got lots of questions. So first come first served as usual. Lena, you here?
Hi there. I'm here. Here is Elena from the Startup Booster, and I'm also happy to help Daria today. So I will moderate the session and give you the questions from the people. So let's get started.
Okay. Do we have any questions, guys?
So we have a few questions, and yes, the very first one which arrived was the question from Joan, USA. We are three non tech people with a great idea and need the money to create the prototype of the app. What is the best ways to raise money in this case? So, this was the question from Joan, USA.
Hi, Joan. I hope you're doing well. So, basically, here we are facing like you have only the great idea and you want to raise the money for the prototype in the app. You can go two ways in this case. Way number one, you can go and there are lots of companies that are doing the prototyping, and the prototyping they are doing it's absolutely free if it's just the app. Okay, so they do the prototype free and with no obligation in that case, as well as you have a chance to work with them further after you obtain the funding. So to have the prototype of the app is can be done for free. If you are raising the money, I would advise you to go and raise the money for the app itself, but have in hand the prototype. Why? This is one of the important points. Just because when you are raising the money, people would like to see something that you've done, something that is of your interest, something that is something that they can see, go through, touch, look at, and so on. So to see how your idea is basically working. Um, so I would advise you to go and first find the companies that are doing the prototypes for free, and then only to go and raise the money. And you can go several ways, obviously. You can start with the accelerator, those that are paying money. You can go and you will get also the education based on that. You can find the angel investor interested in early stage and raise money on that. Or you can try the syndicate or venture capital company.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope this answers your question, Joan. And here is the next question for Daria. It comes from Celine, Turkey. We have a running startup company, an online food delivery service with 12 people on board and would like to expand. That's where additional funds come in question. How much equity would venture capitalists take in this case?
Thank you for the great question. The thing is that the question is really vague in that sense because each time it depends on the venture capital firm, on their conditions, and lots of things, to be honest. And it's very difficult to tell you on behalf of somebody how much of equity or capital they're going to take. So, what I would advise you is to basically start the idea of start just trying to search the market first. When you search the market, you will have the chance to understand more or less how it looks in terms of equity parts. Each time, it depends also on which stage your idea is, what is the team involved, what are the uh, at which stage your app at the end. So when you are looking at this, you need to understand that also venture capital companies, they have different amounts of money and this different spread. It might be a joint venture, it might be a syndicate, and it might be also the angel investor, as I say. Each of them will have different terms and conditions. And even more than I can tell, before you go to the terms and conditions and which part of equity they want to take, you need to decide yourself which part of equity you want to give away. This is one of the points, and this is like a little bit like at the markets. You need to understand that people are dealing with people. That's not like money dealing with project. And in this case, have a look at what they do. They will have a look at what you do. You will have a chat, and if you come to the middle point where you are interested in something they are offering, and this is something that what you're willing to give away, that will be the good way to go. I hope this answers your question. If you want to go in more detail, you can always get in touch with us directly, and we can have a chat.
Okay, great. Thank you. And here comes a very long question, and it has a little bit different perspective, but it also concerns funding. The question comes from Dennis, USA, and it is as follows. We are two people right now. The founder, who had the idea, is non technical and had outsourced the product development. I joined 1 month after the work on the idea started. I've been working full time on a part of the product right now for the past month, but the main product will still remain outsourced till the end of this year. All the investment is being done by the founder himself. I'll be taking a minimum salary 85% less than what I was getting in the market. How much equity should I expect? I know this question has been asked before and many times at different stages, but this is one of the many unique cases each startup faces, and I've been unable to find a solution. I would highly appreciate it if someone could help me with it. Could you please help me, Daria?
So that's a very good and a very long questions indeed, and that's a tricky question. I cannot really talk on the behalf of the founder who was funding the project. And when you are joining, that will be interested to know on which conditions you are in particular joining, and if you discuss the equity part as well. So here comes the question from my side. Was if the project was funded already by the founder of the project, and it was developed at some stage. What was the conditions for him and how much he gave away to other people. And there is also this is something that you need to discuss way in advance before joining, because some of the founders, they would not be willing to give away any equity at all, and some of the founders, they're having the equity program for the people who are working for the company and playing the one of the major parts in that. And here they will have the share program, um, share of the equity program already for them, and that would be also something that is a legal part, and they will discuss with you in advance. So if you are right now struggling in terms of how much you can take, I'd rather be going to the founder with who you're working and discussing the conditions of your work and how much equity this person is willing to give you away. This is not something that you can in particular decide in this case. And also, I would say from the legal perspective as well, this is not something that is up to you, and this is not something that you would be in the position to insist on. You can offer, you can give always put the offer on the table from your side and say like, okay, I'm willing to take this part of equity because I'm losing the part of the salary by working with you and compared to what is offered in the market, and start the discussion from there. It also depends on which terms you are with the founder. Are you on the friendly terms? You knew him before, you didn't know him before, and other things. But in first place, instead of guessing, I would go and have a chat with the founder himself and ask how much he's willing to give. and under those conditions. But you need to put on paper and the research and stuff, and make sure that you are talking figures and numbers instead of guesses and your ideas about what's going on in the market. Hope this answers your question.
Thank you, Daria. By the way, I also see eye to eye with you there. I would also discuss it personally. I think it's an individual case. Okay, so far we do not have any questions, and just catching the minute, I would like to make a special announcement for you guys. Could you please just click on the next slide, Daria?
Just a second.
Yes, because we have prepared something special for you, taking into account the Christmas season, which comes all around the world. We have prepared the Startup Boost Christmas pack for you guys. Basically, this is a 1 hour webinar on how to start your business, and it will take place not now, on Saturday in 2016, on January 16th at 7 o'clock Berlin time. And in this package, you also have 30-minute personal startup consulting via Skype with us. So just make sure that you schedule the appointment with us by email. And this Christmas pack is exclusively designed for startup entrepreneurs to make the first business steps. And what is also amazing, now we have 75% off. We really love Santa, and Santa loves you. So the pack costs only €90.99. And you're welcome to get it at www.startupbooster.com/startupboost. Basically, you can see the link on the screen right now. We have a limited offer, so just grab your chance and get the Startup Boost Christmas pack for yourself or for your loved ones who are about to open their business and just need some help there. Okay, and now I see one more question. So it comes from Anjali, India, and she says, I have invented a unique and very efficient ironing machine which needs to be tested and funded to be produced. Should I go to venture capitalists or start a campaign on Kickstarter? So this is the question from Anjali, India.
Hi, Anjali. I hope you're listening to us. And uh, that depends on what you're looking for. That depends on like a lot many things, but yeah, the crowdfunding can be the option, and the crowdfunding, as you know, can be used in several ways. One way is just to get the money for you to create the product you are looking to create, and the second one could be the to go and do the thing like getting the new customers who are gonna pay for the for getting this product from you. So um, I would advise you to go for the crowdfunding in that sense because it's a mass product. It's something that people are gonna love definitely, and if it's something special that was never on the market, and you will be able to create a good market, a good campaign for that. Yeah, go for the crowdfunding. It will be my advice because you will not only get the money from that, but you also find the customers, and I think that's the great thing to have.
Okay. And I just got one more comment from Anjali. She's writing, what would be quicker? So basically, I think she's interested in getting it faster, in getting the production done faster. So what is the quickest way to do it, to fund? Is it the Kickstarter or, selling the tests, the project, or just maybe going to venture capitalists straight ahead?
Um, Sometimes the crowdfunding can be even quicker than going to the venture capitalist because venture capitalists can take time. Not everybody is going and quickly giving you the money away. They will take time definitely to learn what you're doing. They will take time to learn your product. They will take time to do the due diligence, and sometimes it is long way. On top of that, not all the venture capital companies would be interested in the early funding where you don't have the product yet. So keep in mind this as well. Make sure that you are um, you are aware also that you need to get in touch with the pre-seed and seed capital. Mm, there is a big competition out there, and I don't want to discourage you. Definitely not. However, think it twice, and I think crowdfunding will be quicker than simply getting involved with the venture capital, because it takes time. It's a massive thing, the venture capital, and it takes a lot of time from the legal perspective, and also for you to decide if you want to give the equity and stuff. By crowdfunding, you do not give the equity; you're just getting the money in, and you're getting the first customers in. So there are kind of two sides of the crowdfunding, which is good.
Okay, thank you. Now I hope we answered your question, Anjali. And coming back to women, let me bring out the great news for you. Could we please go to the next slide,
Yeah,
Daria?
just a second. You go.
So, we would also like to support female entrepreneurs, and we also have created Female Startup Boost Christmas Pack. It is also 1 hour webinar on how to start your business, and the webinar will take place on Friday, January 15th next year at 7 o'clock Berlin time. And the pack also includes 30-minute personal startup consulting via Skype with us. This pack is exclusively designed for female startup entrepreneurs, and now we're offering it at 75% off in this Christmas season. So just go to the link www.startupbooster.com, female startup boost, and grab it at this price. So it's only 19.99 euro. I hope women will also, so we would like to support women and make sure that we increase this quote, so we increase the ratio where women also start their own business. Like next year, maybe the initiative of the Web Summit, that's 10,000 tech women are gonna join the Web Summit. I find it is a great initiative, and we would also like to contribute to that and help female startup entrepreneurs launch their business, even without investment. That's why we have designed the Female Startup Boost Christmas Pack for you, dear ladies. Okay, and in the meanwhile, we've got one more question. Here it is. So, I'm in the process of creating the investment pitch. What should I pay special attention to? And the question comes from Carlos, Argentina.
Hi, Carlos. Hi, Argentina. So hope you're doing well, guys. So that's a very good question. Thanks a lot for that. And yes, indeed, you do need to pay attention to some points here. So what are the points you need to pay attention to? You need to make sure to show what they are looking to see. So what is that? This is the powerful things that every investor is looking to see, and the majority of the cases would be: what is the problem that you're solving must be stated clear. Who specifically you are solving the problem for, like your target customers. You need to clarify who are they and describe them in the best way possible. What solution are you offering to solve the problem of those customers? Why should your customer buy from you as opposed to thousands of other alternatives out there, including why they will not buy from you? Think of that as well. And what is your such an unfair, so to say, advantage opposite to other people on the market? So make sure you include all of those in your pitch. And this is the main points to pay attention to. And also you need to show what is the revenue model and how much you're going to return on the investment. Make sure that you understand who you're talking to, because there are different types of investors in terms of pitching. There is the angels, there is the venture capital, there is the state investors and stuff. All of them are looking into different things. Some of them looking on return on investment. Some of them interested in mentoring your business and getting involved in your business. Some of them would be interested in the number of jobs you're going to create locally. So based on who you are talking to, so treat them as your target audience, as your customer. Think of what is important for them, so you would be able to communicate what they are looking to get in terms of information you provide. Hope this answers the question.
I hope so too. Thank you for your question, Carlos. And now the next question, it comes from Irene Island. So currently, we are negotiating with the investor who might fund our business. However, he would like us to change our idea up to 50%, saying that the idea will not bring much profit. What would you advise in this case?
Um, Again, so what I would advise in this case, it depends all not on me but on you. The main point here, are you willing to change the idea? Do you see the sense of where the investor is trying to bring you and trying to lead you? If you do not see any sense for you and you still strongly believe that your idea must be developed in the way that you want it to do, then it's better to find another investor. Why is that? Because in first place, when somebody is investing in your business, you need to treat that person as somebody you're taking on board, because this person needs to be your friend in first place rather than being just the money bag, and they want to be treated as friends. And if you're already having these little problems in negotiation on the stage of just talking about your idea, there might be an issue after. And I would strongly advise you to negotiate that in advance with any person who wants to invest in your business, because otherwise, sooner or later, you're going to have a different problem. So if you kind of neglect what they're saying now and you disagree with what those people are saying, or you are feeling that you don't want to work with this person because this person is not the person you're kind of going along well, I would highly advise you to and recommend you to stop dealing with them. That will be my advice. If you still think that you are fine with the idea that they are offering for you to implement and you're fine with dealing with what they want to, yeah, you can go ahead, you can give it a go, and but you need to be aware that this person is basically sponsoring you, and you will have to look for advice from this person, and you will have to keep in touch with this person and try to find the middle point or agreement on what you're looking to do with your business.
Thank you so much, Daria. And here is one more question for you. It is as follows. What kind of business plan do I need to have in order to get venture capital investment? And the question comes from Mark, Germany.
Okay, so you will need to have the most success in using your business plan to raise funding if you approach investors, and the most so the investors could be different in that sense. So the venture capital, the bank, the private equity, the crowdfunding, and the angel investors, as you know. And the primary difference between all of them is the debt versus equity. So what should be in your fantastic business plan to make sure it's going to be a success? The structure you want to adopt needs to be the following as the minimum. So it's executive summary, which comprises all the necessary information for them to understand. It's the service and or the product description, market description, your routes to the market, operations, financials, and the team. There are some more important things to keep in mind as well. Keep this writing like really straight to the point without any water or unnecessary information. Include the purpose of your business plan, so it's clearly explain what you are looking for. So in case of getting the venture capital money, you need to clearly explain, I want to raise that and that amount of money with my business plan. And for more information than is relevant creates the confusion, less or more. So make sure that you clearly state the point and what you are writing in there. You need to tell the story through the numbers if you're going for the venture capital. And why is that? Because they're gonna invest the money in you, if they will. And therefore, they need to see the return on investment. So you need to show the projections for your profit and loss and demonstrate the business growth and the value add. Also, the cash flow, because it highlights the cash that needed for the business. The key objective of the financials for the investors is the understanding the growth potential and the revenue and profitability of your business. So the understanding of your cash requirement in that sense. And do you really need that amount of money? Maybe it could be less, or maybe it could be even more. It depends on where they want to lead your idea as well, if they're not agreeing as what you are presenting. So you need to explain all the assumptions by referring back to the data you've collected earlier. Collected which way? You have probably done the research in the niche. You have probably um, conducted the survey among the friends, whatsoever. Also, you need to accept the fact that your financial projections will be wrong, as they are forward looking. So you don't know how your business is going to develop, and you are basing your financials on the assumptions. Maybe if you have the business running and you are basing them on the current trading data, but you don't know how the market will go and which direction and how it will influence your data. Ensure that your financials tell a story that is consistent. That's important, because you need to show both the evidence with the business and with the business model that you have outlined. I would advise you to put the KPIs, because sometimes they are really good for that. The KPIs are not necessarily financial. They can be a mix of finance and operations. Sometimes banks and investors, they will want to see them, and they will compare them against the industry to track them in your business in that sense. Okay. Mm,
Okay.
if we're talking about the example of the KPIs, like I've already mentioned, that could be revenue growth. Could be the average customer spend or average customer bill within your business. It could be the level of the engagement of the customer in your business, or the customer churn, or cash burn rate, for example. So that could be the KPIs for you. Okay. So I hope this answers. I can also give a couple of tips about the investor pitching strategy. So like outline in this case. So when you already have your business plan, also, as I said before, think about who you will approach, when you will approach them, what you want from them. Try to make the research on them. What you think about what they're willing to give away and what you are willing to give away, and the time frame in which you want to get this deal done. So, and remember that when approaching the investors, try to not go in cold research, like professional networks, Xing and LinkedIn. Try to see how you can create from them, so to say, the warm leads, if it makes sense, like warm introduction. Try to find out what they're interested in, what they are doing. Try to see what their hobbies are, where they're involved, and it will definitely help you to warm them up before the pitching.
Thank you, Daria. I hope we have covered this question. We have one more question, which is going to be the last question for tonight. And it comes from Bulgaria, from Christina and Alexander. So, we are not sure if we should first do crowdfunding to make the prototype of our invention or go to venture capitalists straight ahead. What would you advise? Christina and Alexander.
Do they have any notes on what kind of invention they have and which sphere, and any idea on that?
Unfortunately, they didn't give us any details. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of secret.
Okay.
But anyway, I think, yeah, the question is like they don't know what to do first or maybe not to do. So,
Okay. So just I pretty much answered this question before, more or less, but just to summarize for you guys, if you are going to the with your idea, so it depends on the idea pretty much. If it's a consumer product that is for the market, like business to customer, think of trying out and doing the crowdfunding. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense in that area, because you will get the customers, like I was answering the question before, and you will get the money. If your product is something more complex, like biotech or medical or something in that sense that you cannot really create the prototype with the crowdfunding. It will be something small that you will be able to create. Then you are really, really, really welcome to go and give it a try in terms of talking to the venture capital. But again, if it's only the prototyping stage, make sure that you are talking to the right venture funds, because they might be interested in giving it a go, only if they like the idea, and it will take a bit of time because they need to see that you are you have the right level of competency of what you're doing, you understand what you're doing, and you're a good team in that sense. So this is really important. uh, I hope this you can also give a try with the bank loan for the prototype. However, it's less good for you, because you will not, if the prototype is not going to be bringing something in the prototyping stage in terms of money back, that won't be really extremely helpful. Try to give it a go with the angel investors. Sometimes angel investors are willing to pay for the in the early seed fund prototyping fund, or you can give a go with the incubator. There are incubators that are taking the projects on board, and those incubators are providing the facilities to build the product. And again, it all depends on what kind of product we're talking about here. Hope this answers the question.
Thank you, Darya. Thank you very much. So now we have reached the time limit, and I hope, well, first come, first served, right? Next time when we launch the free consulting sessions, hope the people will hurry up and submit their questions in advance. So I wish you a great evening and a nice weekend. Goodbye for now.
Bye for now, guys. Thank you so much for being with us, and good luck with your startups.